My name is Fountain Hughes. My grandfather belonged to Thomas Jefferson. My grandfather was 115 years old when he died. And now I am 101 year old.
You talk about how old you are, Uncle Fountain.
Well,
How far back do you remember?
well, I tell you, things come to me in spells, you know. I remember things more when I'm laying down than I do when I'm walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my boy days, boys lived quite different from the way they live now. But boys wasn't as mean as they are now either. Boys lived they had a good time, and the masters didn't treat them bad, and they was always satisfied. They never wore no shoes until they was 12 or 13 years old. And now people put on shoes on babies, you know, when when they're month old. I don't know how old. Put shoes on babies. Just as soon as you see them out in the street, they got shoes on. I told a woman the other day, I said, I never had no shoes till I was 13 years old. She said, well, but you bruise your feet all up and stump your toes. I said, yes, many times I've stumped my toes and the blood run out of them. That didn't make them buy me no shoes. When the women's wearing the pants now and the boys wearing the dresses still.
Who did you work for, Uncle Fountain?
Who did I work for?
Yeah.
You mean when I was a slave?
Yeah, when you were a slave, who did you work for?
Well, I belonged to Burnley's when I was a slave. My mother belonged to Burnley's, but we was all slave children, and soon after, when we found out that we were free, well, then we were bound out to different people, Ficklin, and Andrews, and all such people as that, and we'd run away and wouldn't stay with them. Well, then we'd just go and stay anywhere we could, and lay out at night and anywhere. We had no home, you know. We just turned out like a lot of cattle. You know how to turn cattle out in the pasture? Well, after freedom, you know, colored people didn't have nothing. Colored people didn't have no beds when they were slaves. You all slept on the floor. Pallet here and pallet there. Just like a lot of wild people. We didn't know nothing. Didn't like to look at no book. And there were some freeborn colored people where they had a little education, but there was very few of them where we was. And we all had what you call, I might call it now, jail sentence. Just same as we were in jail. Now I couldn't go from here across the street, or I couldn't go to nobody's house without I have a note or something from my master. And if I had that pass, that was what we call a pass. If I had that pass, I could go wherever he sent me, and I'd have to be back. Whoever he sent me to, they'd give me another pass, and I'd bring that back so to show how long I'd been gone. We couldn't go out and stay an hour or 2 hours or something like that. They send you. Now, say for instance, I go to the Shirley's place, I'd have to walk, but they'd give me a note so there wouldn't nobody interfere with me and tell who I belonged to. And when I come back, why, I carry it to my master and give that to him. That'd be all right. But I couldn't just walk away like the people does now, you know. It was what they call, we were slaves. We belonged to people. They sell us like they sell horses and cows and hogs and all like that. Have an auction bench, and they put you up on the bench and bid on you, the same as you're bidding on cattle, you know.
Was that in Charlotte that you were a slave? Was that in Charlotte or Charlottesville?
That in Charlottesville.
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Sell the women, sell the men. Oh, and then if they had any bad ones, they'd sell them to the nigger traders, what they call the nigger traders, and they'd ship them down south and sell them down south. Otherwise, if you were a good person, they wouldn't sell you. But if you were bad and mean, they didn't want to beat you and knock you around, they'd sell you to the what they call the nigger traders. They'd have a sale every month, you know, at the courthouse. And then they'd sell you maybe $200, $100, $500.
Were you ever sold from one person to another?
Hmm?
Were you ever sold
No, I never was sold.
You always stayed with the
Always,
same person.
I was too young to sell.
Oh, I
after the
see.
war. See, I wasn't old enough during the war to sell, during the army. And my father got killed in the army, you know, so it left us small children just to live on whatever people choose to give us. I was bound out for $1 a month, and my mother used to collect the money. Children couldn't spend money when I come along. But in fact, when I come along, young men couldn't spend no money until they was 21 years old. And then you're 21, well, then you could spend your money. But if you wasn't 21, you couldn't spend no money. I couldn't spend 10 cents if somebody gave it to me. Because they just think, well, you might have stole it. We all come along, you might say, we had to give an account of what you done. You couldn't just do things and walk off and say, I didn't do it. You'd have to give an account of it.